Hi, my name is Marcus, and I'm based in Round Rock, Texas. I'm 25 years old, and this is Financial Audit.
What do you do in Round Rock for a living?
So now I'm in sales development. Fancy word for I handle the inbound and outbound initial emails, phone calls, and such.
For what?
It's in video and game development.
Ooh, that's
it's
fun.
Extremely cool.
Yeah.
But some of the audience might be familiar with the strikes that happened last year. So I have two jobs, and I've had two jobs for 5 or 6 years now.
Okay, well, let's stick with that one first. What do you make with this job? Is it widely commission based?
So no, the salary was pretty good. I cut it down to part-time, but it was $55,000 at full-time. But now I've cut that down halfway, so $27,500. It shakes out to about $26.44 an hour, I believe.
Okay. Why'd you cut that down?
So I was getting pretty frustrated because I hit my 2-year mark there. And initially when I had joined the team, everything was really great. But then, so I was hired on to kind of start this role in the company. And the one other person I was hired with, she left the company. And then shortly after that, my boss, the chief strategy officer, left the company. And things kind of started falling apart there. So one of the biggest issues was that I didn't have KPIs. So no matter how good or poorly or average I did, I didn't have anything to show for it. So I couldn't push for promotions. I couldn't push for raises. I couldn't even push for bonuses.
Aren't you gathering your own then?
I tried many times. And I put forward proposals for
How long have you been part-time then?
Since April.
Are you not showing the company that you're on your way out?
The team is shrinking.
Why would they keep you if you're indicating you're on your way out?
Well, I try to, and even recently I've asked to go back to full time, but because of how much the industry as a whole is struggling.
Okay, so is the company struggling because of the company's actually revenue struggling?
Yeah.
It's not because of the culture. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the other job? You said you have 2 jobs, so what's the other?
So now I'm in security. I just got into that last month.
Oh, security's great. Wait, what kind of security? Cybersecurity?
Private security. Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Pays decent. It's not what I would prefer.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
What is the pay?
So that one's $21 an hour right now.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's a little lax to kind of just walk around a complex. So
yeah.
In the meantime,
How many hours a week?
It's between 30 and 50 right now.
So what's the income that comes in on a monthly basis? What came in last month?
Last month, I believe it was something like 4,100, give or take.
This is actually a bit confusing. We had cash and check-in. That might be from work. 1,748, and we had Zelle-in of 2,238, and then a payroll check of 887.
So,
but also a Robinhood cash out. Obviously, we're not going to count that. So minus that, we're at 4,964, just about.
That sounds about right. Some of that might have been Venmo that was not my income. Some of the small Venmos, I think there was a 300 on there. That was me asking my parents for help.
You're asking your parents for help right now?
Unfortunately, yeah. I made poor decisions. I needed some extra income.
How long have you been asking your parents for help?
Probably since 2022, I want to say. Yeah. It's occasional, and I try to minimize
What's occasional?
That was the first point that I had asked for help since in a year, probably. But that was because,
how much?
Grand total this year, I think I've taken 2,300.
It's okay to get help, but you've personally cut your own hours down by choice. So that's where I'm like, what the f are we talking about getting help?
Yeah.
You cut down your own hours by choice because you didn't like it. Which, okay, we can do, but all of a sudden if we're not able to pay our bills, we're looking for a better strategy to recoup the income that we're losing.
So it wasn't just because I didn't like it. When I cut my hours down in April, it was because I met somebody who made $60,000 in 1 month doing door-to-door sales. And I thought, well, I can do that.
Oh,
yeah. It was terrible. I tried it. I made one sale, got me about $2,000. And then after that was...
What were you selling door-to-door?
Solar.
Of course.
Of course it's solar. So it was for a purpose. I was pursuing other income, but then it didn't work out. And
so if it doesn't work out, go to the job and say, can I get more hours, right? Because you're sales. So you're benefiting the company. If you're working more, if they're allowing you to work more hours, it's because you're obviously generating revenue for the business.
the sales pipeline was so dry that any
Almost
work,
as dry as your mouth. Take a drink. You're smacking.
yeah, the sales pipeline was real dry. Any additional work I could have put in was really just being done by the sales directors.
How long do you have sales on your resume?
3.5 years, maybe.
See, that's great. Because sales, you can take that skill and you can sell something. Listen, I wouldn't say go door to door for solar. That's usually not the sales that's like, woo, let's do that, because everyone tries that and everyone hates solar salesmen.
Yeah.
I can gift you a tech certification, a tech sales certification through Course Careers to help boost that resume further. But or do you want to keep going into sales? Because this can still be a lucrative place. Yeah. Well, there we go.
Yeah. Sales is where I want to be. I want to start I've started my own businesses. Haven't really got them going yet, but
what business did you start? When are you? Oh, that's such a detract. That's taking. No, what? No, what businesses are you starting? Because you're taking money from your parents right now. What are you starting? What business are you starting? A little entrepreneur? What are we doing?
So now I'm just working on product research, trying to find ways to break into e-commerce. And
what side of e-commerce are you trying to break into?
Starting with Amazon FBA.
Me. Are you drop shipping guy?
I'd probably start with that, I would assume.
Okay.
But additionally...
So you tried solar sales, which everyone and their mom does. So you're trying the other thing that everyone and their mom does.
Yeah.
And of course, there are people that make it, just like there are people that make it in anything. The majority?
Yeah. Seeing somebody show the proof that they made 60,000, I thought, if I made a tenth of that, I'd be fine.
10,000?
No, they made 60,000 in just March.
In a month.
1 month, 60,000. And they showed me the proof. I figured I could do it. It was not as easy as I expected. Additionally, for my own business, I'm studying the International Residential Code to maybe start a second stream of building inspections.
Building inspections? You're going to be an inspector?
Yeah, I think it's a good qualification.
Sure it is, but what gets me a little concerned is when we just have our hands in so many different pots. You're not focusing in on one. We're part-timing. We're borrowing money from parents. It sounds like you're doing every hustle that every, I'm going to be an entrepreneur type of person does. Like you're going down those same rabbit holes as so many people. The success rate for dropshipping is generally between 10 and 20%.
That's higher than I thought it was.
So it sounds like something we should... bet our life on. That is funny. Yeah, our life. Yeah,
I supplement by working the 50 to 70
part-time.
hours a week.
No, what do you mean? So both jobs come together?
Yeah. But
who working 50 to 70 hours a week is borrowing money from their parents?
It was because so while I had two jobs, the previous job I worked as a server in a restaurant, and then I quit that. So there was about a 2-month period where I only had the one job that was part-time. So I usually work two jobs.
Why? So because I think it gets us a little confused when we have our hands in so many different pots. What you could be doing is focusing the skills resume you have, possibly taking advantage of the certification to boost your resume. Take that, find a better sales job, an actual sales job in an actual company that isn't you just going out there and busting for solar. Take that, work 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, and make more money instead of making less money at 50 to 70. But because you're distributing your time and energy across all these different piles of things, you're not focused in on what can actually be what's generating you the revenue to take care of debt, obviously, because you're on the show. Anyone that comes on the show has debt. So again, that's just another pile that is in this thing that you have to deal with.
Yeah, I agree. And that's part of the issue is that the job market right now is extremely competitive. So finding something that's full-time and pays at least what I'm making now or more, which is what I would need. I think that I need for my bills, but I haven't worked out the budget the way that you do. I'm trying to find something that can at least get me maybe $4,500 a month full-time.
Next time you go to sell something in person, man, just threaten to stab their eyes out with the weapons hanging from your ears.
I considered
it. So what's going on? What are we looking at today?
My situation, I think, is a little different than some of the people on here, because my issue is that I'd consider myself pretty financially literate, and I choose to make...
talking about?
Yeah, I choose to make poor decisions and then can't even justify it to myself later looking at it. It's a weird case, but I look at the numbers and I don't know where all my money's going.
My producers told me before I was heading in this room that I was about to talk to someone who knows his numbers, who is financially well informed. Yet I have seen someone add a credit limit on a card and above a credit limit on 2 cards while spending on those cards. I don't fucking understand.
Your producers didn't lie. I'm well informed about it.
Mathematically, it is proven right here. Take a fucking look. That is gonna fucking ruin my day.